All right, thank you all for being here for the official weigh-in for UFC 278, Usman versus Edwards 2. 12 fights coming your way here live Saturday night, and we begin with the man around whom this fight card was built. The undisputed UFC welterweight champion set to make the sixth defense of his title, the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman. 170, the official weight for the champion, Kamaru Usman. All right, next fighter to the scale is the other man on the marquee, set for his first UFC championship opportunity, the number 2 ranked UFC welterweight contender, Leon Rocky Edwards. 170, the official weight for Leon Edwards. And with that, your UFC welterweight championship main event is now official. All right, next athlete to hit the scale, competing in a prelim in the UFC's flyweight division, Daniel Da Silva. 126 for Daniel Da Silva. All right, next fighter to the scale. We stay in the flyweight division as we welcome the 11th ranked contender, Amir Albazi. 126, the official weight for Amir Albazi. All right, staying in the flyweight division, we now say hello to Victor Altamirano. $125, the official weight for Victor Altamirano. All right, next fighter to the scale, charged with kicking off the pay-per-view main card live on ESPN Plus, making his light heavyweight debut, Harry Hunsucker. 204 and a half, the official weight for Harry Hunsucker. All right, next athlete to weigh in, competing in a prelim in the flyweight division, Francisco Figueiredo. 125 and a half, the official weight for Francisco Figueiredo. All right, next athlete to the scale, competing live on pay-per-view here tomorrow in the UFC Bantamweight division, Wu Yanan. 136, the official weight for Wu Yanan. All right, next athlete to weigh in the UFC's lightweight division. A lot of support in the building for this man, Jared Flash Gordon.
155 and a half.
155 and a half for Jared Gordon. All right, next fighter to the scale in the UFC's welterweight division, Ange Losa. 170 and a half, the official weight for Ange Losa. All right, next fighter to the scale, one half of the co-main event in the UFC's middleweight division, former world title challenger and number 6 ranked contender, Paulo Costa. 185 and a half, the official weight for Paulo Costa. All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in a prelim at Bantamweight, Orichi Leng. 136 for Orichi Leng. All right, next athlete to hit the scale, competing in the UFC's featherweight division, Luis Saldana. 145 and a half, the official weight for Luis Saldana. All right, next athlete to weigh in, we go back to the welterweight division as we say hello to A.J. Fletcher. $170.5 for A.J. Fletcher. All right, next fighter to weigh in the UFC's Bantamweight division, Jay Perrin. 136, the official weight for the Joker, Jay Perrin. All right, next athlete to hit the stage, competing live on pay-per-view here tomorrow in the UFC Bantamweight division, Lucia Putilova. 135.5, the official weight for Lucia Putilova. All right, next fighter to the scale is the 13th ranked UFC heavyweight contender, one half of the featured prelim, live on ABC, Alexander Romanov. 239.5, the official weight for Alexander Romanov. All right, next athlete to hit the scale, competing in the UFC's featherweight division. The sniper is in the building, Sean Woodson. 146, the official weight for Sean Woodson. All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in a featured bout live on pay-per-view in the UFC's Bantamweight division. The number 6 ranked contender, Merab Dvalishvili. 136, the official weight for Merab Dvalishvili. All right, next fighter to the scale, the former undisputed UFC middleweight champion, back for the first time in a long time, Luke Rockhold. 185.5, the official weight for Luke Rockhold.
What? What you want? I got work to do, baby. Let's go.
All right, next fighter to weigh in, competing on pay-per-view tomorrow night in the UFC's light heavyweight division, Tyson Pedro. 205.5, the official weight for Tyson Pedro.
Thank you.
All right, next fighter to the scale, half of the featured preliminary bout in the UFC's heavyweight division, the 11th ranked contender, Marcin Tybura. 252.5, the official weight for Marcin Tybura. All right, next athlete to weigh in today, the mixed martial arts legend, former 2-time UFC featherweight champion, future Hall of Famer, and now 3rd-ranked bantamweight contender, Jose Aldo. $136, the official weight for the King of Rio, Jose Aldo Jr. All right, our final athlete to weigh in this morning in the UFC's lightweight division, Leonardo Santos. 156, the official weight for Leonardo Santos. All right, thank you all for coming out. That does it for the official weigh-in. We will see you at 4 o'clock for the ceremonials over at the arena. One more sleep. See you tomorrow night.